is it that the criticism, just to say the Suicide Squad Isekai is going to suck, is based on the fact that, hey, it's Harley Quinn. It's going to suck. Hello, my weebs and gamers. I am back in Japan. Normally, I like to do a monthly recap on all the exciting anime news, but so much has been announced during the weekend of AX that I had to do a stream just going through every crazy thing that was announced in the world of anime. But before we move on, I'm excited to talk about today's sponsor, Dislight. Dislight is a turn-based mobile RPG that brings you a refreshing mix of engaging strategy and relaxed idle gameplay delivered by a gorgeously unique art style and a captivating story told throughout an ongoing series of urban myth comics. Sit back and let yourself be engrossed by Dislight's futuristic universe and beautifully portrayed character adventures in a comic series that lets you jump into the story whenever you want. Not only to get to know your favorite espers from classic mythology more intimately, but to get absorbed into the world of Dislight as you do it. Now you know I'm a picky guy when it comes to finding my favorite characters, but luckily Dislight has a character for everyone. There are infinite possibilities and fresh twists in the inclusive and diverse world of Dislight. Are you tired of seeing Odin as a burly Santa Claus in a suit of armor? Well, let me introduce you to big titty goth mummy Odin with asymmetric wings and leather pants riding a motorcycle. How about the Egyptian god Anubis? Ever fancied seeing them depicted with some class and manner? In this universe, Anubis is one hell of a butler. No matter who you are, there will be a character for you in Dislight. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, don't worry, because you're not the only one. In Dislight, you can communicate with other active and creative players who love the same characters you do. The best place to find fan art and other content for your favorites is in the game itself. And now is the best time to jump in, as Dislight has just launched a brand new limited time endless summer event where you can earn massive rewards and immerse yourself in the story of the classic Chinese god Zhao Tu, whose fate took an unexpected turn after acquiring divine powers and being ensnared in an eternal cycle on a radiant summer day. So, what are you waiting for? You can play Dislight today and also support my channel in the process by scanning this QR code, or you know what, just click that link in the description. You know how it is, man. Thank you very much to Dislight for sponsoring me today, and with that said, back to the video. First off, this news came out of left field. If you could have asked me to predict all of the out of left field things that was going to be announced at AX, this was not one of them. I did not expect a Suicide Squad Isekai in collaboration from DC and Studio Wit to be announced at AX. What the fuck? What world are we living in right now? So I just Googled a random article. I just read the title of this. Yo, DC's Isekai anime is already gearing up to be a disappointment. What the fuck? We know like one thing about it. What the fuck? Journalists be like, I've seen one frame of animation. It's gonna suck. Why do they think it's gonna be this one? Now I'm genuinely curious. Shit. The clickbait work. I am genuinely interested why they already think it's going to be a disappointment. Did this article come from a Redditor? What? You know, I'm gonna say, I'm actually a fan of the Harley Quinn design. If you could ask for one character that would work in anime form, Harley Quinn is just a fucking yandere. Come on, of course she's gonna work in anime form. All right, oh. Woo! Non-CG dragons, let's go! Let's go! W, already a W. It's already one of the better isekais to come out. From what I can see, it is going to be set in your typical isekai fantasy world. We have dragons, we have monsters, and none of those are going to be in CG. From the looks of it, I'm not gonna lie, this does seem like a concept where you're just like throwing ideas on a dartboard and just seeing which two ideas would stick. Having said that, is this even the most crazy isekai concept to be made? No. Actually, Suicide Squad Isekai, in the grand scheme of isekai, is probably the most normal isekai concept. It's not even the most crazy isekai airing this season, for God's sakes. I am not a comic book fan. I'm not specifically a Suicide Squad fan. But am I going to be watching this? Guys, is that a question? Is that a question? DC looked at me and was like, how do we get people like Giguk invested in DCs and comic books? And then they were like, Isekai. And I'm like, God damn it, I hate that it works. One of the things that excites me the most though, is that it is Studio Wit. that is adapting this. From what I can see on the trailer, from the staff members working on it, from the studio working on it, this has the potential to be more than just a gimmick. This has the potential to be a genuinely good show. Do I think it's going to be incredible and like revolutionize the anime industry? I don't think it's going to be that. I think the concept is a bit too wild and out there. But do I think it's just going to be a fuck ton of fun? Yes, I will definitely be watching the Suicide Squad Isekai, and I do also think it genuinely has the potential to be good. Next up, another trailer for Attack on Titan final season. I think this is a pretty short one. I think they're both the same trailers. Let's just have a look at this. All right, that was a trailer. That was a very, very quick trailer. Do we have a date? That's all I want to know. The Attack on Titan, the final season, part 4, will premiere this fall. Guys, hold on to your knickers, clench your butt cheeks, because Attack on Titan is finally coming to an end, and it seems like it's finally going to be this fall. I feel like I've aged as much as Eren waiting for this ending. I don't know how much hype it's going to be. I feel like a lot of the hype has already been killed by the fact that Attack on Titan manga fans and manga readers have already talked about it so much. This is like one of the few shows that I'm not spoiled myself over. I hope that this lands on 2 feet. At this point, I just want it to come. I've talked before about feeling hype fatigue for like video game announcements. I hype it up in my mind, and then the video game gets released, and then when it gets released, emotionally I'm like, I'm already done. That's kind of the point I'm getting at with Attack on Titan right now, where we've been getting trickles, just like trickles, not enough to like fully hype us up, just like little trickles. I've said this before, but I really wish that they just released the final season all at once. And I really wish that they would just give us a date. At this point, I think I would have rather they have done movie releases, because of course you're gonna milk it. It's Attack on Titan, at least milk it the right way. Moving on to the next one. I don't know who asked for this, but there is more Gundam Seed coming out, and it's not a spin-off, it is a sequel. Who is asking for a sequel to Gundam Seed? People are hype? Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, I should have expected it, but the mechs look good. Mechs look good. Of course, it's Sunrise. Gundam Seed Freedom coming in 2024. It's a sequel to Gundam Seed Destiny. How long has it been since Gundam Seed Destiny? Where the fuck did this come from? I didn't want a Gundam Seed Destiny. I wanted a good ending to Gundam the Witch from Mercury. That's what I wanted. I've not even seen too many Gundams, especially compared to your typical Gundam fan. How would you like Gundam Seed after Gundam Seed Destiny? I can maybe get it if, you know, it was just like Gundam Seed. It was a very good introduction if you've never seen another Gundam before to the Gundam franchise. Right now, it feels like it was very dated. Even back then, it still felt a little bit dated. It was a product of its time. One thing I always remember watching Gundam Seed is just how much reused animation they used in the fight scenes. Even the first time I watched it, I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this piece of animation before. They used the exact same animation for the mecha fights in the fight like 2 episodes ago. A lot of the animation felt like it just happened in the deja vu dimension. I didn't think the characters were, I mean, it was kind of like the most mid-2000s edgelord mecha protagonist you can think of, but it was still kind of enjoyable. And then Destiny came along and just like, what the fuck? Any goodwill I had from Gundam Seed was completely killed off with Gundam Seed Destiny. Destiny just fell off a fucking cliff. And the fact that people still liked Gundam Seed even after Gundam Seed Destiny, that blows my mind. One thing that I will say is that it is one of the more popular Gundam franchises. So when I said who asked for this, I'm sure there are a lot of people who still holds Gundam Seed in a close place to their hearts because it was the first Gundam that a lot of people watched. But I do not understand how, if you watch Gundam Seed and you've watched other Gundams and other mechas, that you still enjoy Gundam Seed. On to our next piece of news. A new esports anime coming in October 2023. I've been wanting an esports anime for so fucking long. Seems like it's actually produced by Japan. We've had The King's Avatar, which is a donghua. So that's like a Chinese animation, which is anime enough, but I would like to see what the take would be if there was an esports anime made by a Japanese company. So before we say any more, let's have a look at the trailer and see if this one has any potential. Yo, he's gaming!
今思えばあの時全てが始まったのかもしれない。
did they give him a tragic backstory?
バイト休んでうちでゆっくりして、その方がお兄ちゃんも休めるし。
There's a fucking little sister in there, and there's a dead mom. This is peak gaming right now, man. This is peak gaming. Our rainy protocol. Where's the gameplay? You can't give me an esports anime trailer and not show me what the game looks like. First thoughts. Looked pretty generic, unfortunately. Okay, let's see the synopsis of this. Kensho Ono is playing the protagonist Shun Tokinoya, a 17-year-old who juggles school and a part-time work to support his mother and sister.
This is by the same studio as one of your favorite anime. Trust me.
Okay, I don't know what that implied, but I guess we'll see. The latter of which is unable to walk due to an accident that claimed their father's life. All right, guys. It's not dead mom. The father left to play League and he never came back. Quad is the animation production company. Who is Quad? So Quad have made basically 2 other shows. They've made this show, which I don't remember, and they've made the most cursed anime to come out in the last 10 years. That's great. Well, I really hope that the protagonists don't have that dog in him. I don't have high hopes for this. I saw the headline and I was like, great, we get to see an actual esports anime. I thought that the King's Avatar was as close to an esports anime that we were gonna get. They've somehow taken what King's Avatar did and they've made it even more fucking anime. You know, maybe King's Avatar wasn't anime enough. You know what we need? We need dead parents. And we need a little sister for him to cheer on as well. Why did they feel the need to add all of these backstories for a fucking esports anime? Moving on. We got a new trailer for Spice and Wolf, baby. I don't need to say more about this. I'm gonna have a look at the trailer and then I'm gonna talk about it. Isn't this music good, guys? Isn't this music so good? Is this the same voice actress? I didn't realize until now. I actually watched the dub of Spice and Wolf. I've never listened to the original Japanese voice actress. If liking holos makes me a furry, then sign me up to the next furry con, man. Oh, who's doing the music? Oh, wait, is that Kevin Penkin? What? My boy? Oh, that's why it goes so hard. That's why, it's our boy. All right, who's doing... Studio Passion is doing this? Studio Passion? The culture masters? The master of fan service and degeneracy? Hold up a second. Are we gonna get a full uncensored holo? Are we getting holo nips? This is one of the anime where it gave us a season 2 and then just fucked off and just left us with nothing. It became the meme for the longest time and it seems like instead of Spice Morph season 3, we are just getting a remake, which gives me hope that they're not just going to do a remake, but they're just going to remake the entire thing and go further on from where the original anime got to. I'm very, very invested in this. I am so hyped for economics. It's time to invest in HoloCoin, okay? HoloCoin is a new feature, all right? Speaking of furries, we have gotten the final season of Beastars, and if Spice and Wolf didn't get you to buy that fursuit, Beastars definitely will. Furries rise up. It's bittersweet, but I feel like this is right. Beastars is a series that does not need 20 seasons. If they are able to wrap things up in this season and wrap it up in a satisfying manner, I will be very, very happy. My honest opinion is that I did enjoy the first season a little bit more than the second season. I feel like the second season was setting things up a little bit more. What I loved about the first season was just being introduced to the world and just being introduced to the society. And, you know, I'm very, very happy and I'm very, very excited to see how this series ends. Moving on, we got another trailer for Pluto. If you don't know Pluto, Pluto is a manga by who I think is one of the best mangakas of all time. Before I talk anymore, let's have a look at this trailer. In Switzerland? I didn't know it was based in Switzerland. Yo, my Swiss bros finally getting some representation.
犯人は人間なのか。
I'm just so happy we're getting more sci-fi. I'm so happy we're getting more sci-fi. I'm very happy. And by Naoki Urasawa as well. Woo! It is based on Astro Boy. This isn't the Astro Boy that I recognize, at least. Naoki Urasawa, like I was saying, is one of my favorite mangas of all time. My favorite manga of all time is one of his works, 20th Century Boys. The fact that he can make a piece of work that I can safely say is my favorite is a testament to just how amazing I think he is as a storyteller. And Pluto is one of his works that I haven't actually read yet. Now that this anime is getting released, I'm probably going to be watching this anime before I'm going to read the manga. He also made Monster. If you don't know Monster, also another masterpiece as well. The most interesting thing about Pluto, about the release of Pluto, is that it is going to be 8 episodes. Each episode is going to be an hour long. So this is more reminiscent to like a US TV series release. We're getting 8 hours of content, which is basically a 24 episode series. I love the idea of that. And the fact that Pluto gives me a more old school OG classic anime vibe, I think it suits this kind of series a lot. Because one thing I've noticed about a lot of Naoki Urasawa's works is that they're the kind of works that you just get enveloped in. His stories go so deep that you need the time to fully immerse yourself in the stories that he's telling. So I think that an 8 hour long series is perfect. I haven't been this excited for a new anime to come out in a long time. Moving on, my fellow Fate fans, who has seen the new Fate Strange Fake OVA that just came out, that also came out with an official announcement for the TV animated series. I am so jealous of everyone who got to see the premiere live at AX, because I didn't get to see it, but I have watched Fate Strange Fake, and feels good to be a Fate fan, man. It's back. Fate is back. God damn. Not only is Fate back, Daddy Gilgamesh is back, guys. I haven't been this excited for a new Fate project in a very, very long time. This seems like it's just going to be a fuck ton of fun. And ever since Fate has had adaptations by A1 Pictures as opposed to Studio Ufotable, it's always been good. I've always held on to that hype that Ufotable gave me. What I've really liked about Fate Strange Fake is that its animation style, even though it's still very much A1 Pictures, it really has its own identity. I've really loved the art style and the animation style that it had. Like the Fate Go adaptations, the anime adaptations, felt a little too much like, in terms of just like pure art style, here's just another usual kind of like anime. Whereas Fate Strange Fake has such a unique visual identity to it, and a lot of that comes through its own animation style. And I really, really like that because it made it seem really, really fresh. Aside from that, I think it's one of, in terms of the OVA, is one of the best animated that I've seen since Ufotable. Like, this just seems, it might not be the, you know, most cleanly written Fate, because I don't know. I haven't read Strange Fate, so I don't know. I'm ready for more Fate. I'm ready for shotguns and Holy Grail wars. It's just gonna be great. That was everything for my Fate and Type Moon fans. Or was it? Because Tsukihime visual novel remake is getting an official release in the West in English. What? In what world do we live in that Tsukihime is getting an official translation before the original Fate Stay Night? I remember like the biggest meme in like the Naziverse fandom was that Tsukihime fans were just like getting shafted left, right, and center. And now, finally, it seems like Tsukihime fans are getting some representation. Maybe we'll get a good anime like eventually, because if you don't know the Tsukihime anime, that doesn't exist, guys. We can only hope. We can only hope. Yeah, I was very surprised that this is getting an official translation in English, but this is just a W. A big thing is that Fate fans trying to convince people to read the Fate Stay Night visual novel. Part of the big reason for that is that you just can't officially read the Fate Stay Night visual novel. If you can do Tsukihime, you can do Fate. You can do Fate. What else happened in Anime Expo is that Trigger had their panel and they officially announced a few things at their panel. First, big announcement. We have got more panty and stocking. They are back. We finally get more panty and stocking. It's been 13 years that we've been blueballed by the most Gainax ending you could possibly think of, with the biggest fucking cliffhanger. They dropped a bombshell on us in an after credit scene, and they were just like, all right, good luck. See you in 13 years. I will say I'm hoping that the original dub cast is back, because I will probably be watching this in dub. Oh wait, there's a trailer? I completely blanked on the fact that there's a trailer. Let's have a look at this trailer. They got that 4K anime? Yo, Trigger, you are spoiling us. I was gonna say, if this is a 4K teaser for a fucking logo, I'm gonna flip. It's gonna be a 4K teaser of a logo, isn't it? This isn't even 4K. It's scaled up because this is from the original anime. All right, at least we're hearing some new music. Woo! What is that? Oh. You know what? I'll take the logo. I'll take the logo. I'm still hype hearing the original theme song, man. I feel like such a sheep right now. Woo! Fucking logo, let's go! Okay, Hiroyuki Imaishi, that's all I need to know. Is it the original team working on it? That's all I really need to know for the original panty and stocking. Teddy Lloyd's coming back. It is going to be pretty much as close to the original team as we can get, even though it's technically a new studio. When is it coming out? Still have not been announced yet, unfortunately. It's not even been announced if this is going to be a whole TV series, if it's going to be an OVA. I hope to God it's a new TV series, but I am absolutely hype for more panty and stocking. I hope the magic isn't gone when it comes. This is one of my favorites, kind of like childhood memory shows, especially watching this and just discovering the staff members behind Studio Trigger and Studio Gainax. Speaking of Studio Gainax, it's been 15 years since Guren Lagann, guys. It has been 15 years since Guren Lagann. What? I'm so old. I'm so fucking old. But it's been 15 years, but you know what? It's still peak. The emotions that Guren Lagann has given me, still to me, has almost become like unmatched. The amount of hype that I got watching Guren Lagann, modern shows have rarely come close to what Guren Lagann has given me still. It has aged wonderfully. I still think that you can go back and watch it today, and it's still better than 90% of the shows coming out. And we're not getting any new Guren Lagann, unfortunately, but we are getting an actual 4K re-release of the Blu-rays and also a theatrical release of its film. Now, I'm not normally one to go out of my way to watch films or TV shows that I've already watched, but you can fucking bet if I get the chance to watch Guren Lagann on the big screen, if I have the opportunity to experience the hype that Guren Lagann has in a cinema screen with my fellow anime fans, bringing the hype, you know I'm gonna fucking do it. There are so many anime that I would love to experience on the big screen. Stuff like Guren Lagann. Stuff that I never got the chance to see in cinemas. And I know this is never gonna happen. I'm still waiting for a Redline re-release theatrically. Even if it like doesn't release in Japan, I would buy tickets to the country that it's releasing in just so I could see that movie in cinemas. I think the worst thing about Guren Lagann is that it's so good, it's so hype, that to me, everything that the team, including like Studio Trigger, made after the Guren Lagann, to me, at least felt like it tried to capture that same hype and over-the-top action that Guren Lagann had. But so far, there's been series that have come close, but nothing has ever quite reached the hype of Guren Lagann to me. Kill la Kill has come the closest, but to me, out of everything that Imaishi has made, Guren Lagann is still peak. All right, moving on. Hell's Paradise is getting a second season. Am I surprised? Nope. I have watched all of Hell's Paradise and I'm like, one season ain't enough, baby. This announcement didn't really surprise me much whatsoever, just because nowadays I think 12 episodes, especially for a shonen show, is nowhere near enough to get you really invested in the world or even like give you truly a vibe of what the story is going to be about and what the big selling point of the shonen is meant to be. And that's how I felt after the first season of Hell's Paradise. One thing I really do like about Hell's Paradise is that it does have a more unique vibe to its world than a lot of other shonens, in that it comes from more of like, let's say, the Buddhism side of things and that kind of lore and this idea of like nirvana and heaven and stuff like that. Having said that, I enjoyed my journey of Hell's Paradise, but after season 1 ended, I'm like, I would not be upset if I didn't see any more Hell's Paradise. You know what I mean? It hasn't gotten to the point in Hell's Paradise yet that has really sold me on what the hook of this show is going to be. What is going to be the unique selling point of the story trying to be told in Hell's Paradise. But that's pretty much what I liked the most. One thing that kind of put me off a little bit by the end is the introduction of this power system, which is meant to be a power system that only the purest of humans are able to master, where it takes years of training for your usual human to be able to grasp. It takes hundreds of years, and all of the fucking characters master it in like 1 episode. I'm still definitely going to be watching season 2, but this kind of announcement definitely isn't the holy shit, I'm going to drop everything and watch News Hell's Paradise. It's going to be like, yeah, I'll watch it when it's on. Moving on to the next anime announcement. We got the first trailer for the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, Really Love You. I'll be honest, I didn't even know this was getting an anime. I had heard about the manga merely because of the concept. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the manga and I was like, how can they make harems even more ridiculous? How can we get peak harem? And this manga was like, all right, bet. You like harems? Let me give you 100 girlfriends. I know very little about this aside from just the title, so let's have a look at this trailer. Bro, how'd you get stuck in that? Oh my god. Oh my god. We don't have a male hentai protagonist this time. We have a female hentai protagonist. All right, let me see the girls. All right. All right. How many can we get through in this trailer? That's the big question. How many can we get through in this trailer? Ooh, Ice Queen. Okay. Where's the Emoto? Where Emoto? That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Aija Rentaro has asked 100 girls out and struck out every time. Oh my god, this man has negative riz. You know, respect to the guy for actually having the confidence to ask out 100 girls, having the respect to strike out 50 times and still being like, no, this is the one. This is the one. Actually, kind of Chad mentality. In desperation, he prays for guidance. Only God can save him now. Only to be told by a god that his rejections were due to a cosmic mishap. Weebs, there's your excuse. You don't have negative riz. It's all just a cosmic event. The universe doesn't want you to get bitches. Each of the 100 dates is Aijo's destined soulmate. Worst, if he doesn't return their feelings, they all die in horrible and hilarious accidents. What? This girl I went on a date with, she died horribly. Actually, it's pretty funny though. I am definitely gonna be watching this anime. Who knew that all I needed in life was Squid Game harem? From the trailer, the animation doesn't seem that bad. It doesn't seem like completely generic. I like the character designs. This seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Moving on, this one caught my eye. We have an actual VTuber anime being produced, and this one caught my attention because I do think actual VTuber anime does have potential to be really, really interesting, because we had the Kizna Eye anime that aired last season, and that was such a big disappointment. I don't want just like VTubers doing an idol anime. I want an actual VTuber anime giving me the entire process of making a VTuber and streaming and what that's all about, because I genuinely think that could be really fucking interesting. Oh, it is a Katakawa property. Okay. You have my interest. 20 years ago, former wage slave Yuki Tanaka now works among her idols, the streamers of Live On, one of Japan's top VTuber companies. She delivers only the most ladylike content. Unfortunately, her subscriber count and savings are at rock bottom, man. I relate, man. She fell off. One evening, after Yuki thinks she's ended her stream, she cracks a few cold ones and more than a few crude jokes. Yo, someone's doing a speed run to get graduated. Now free of all the feigned purity, she jumps right into her new rowdy drunk character, is welcomed into the fold by her fellow Live On VTubers, who turns out is just as crazy as she is. Yuki's work for the first time in her life is actually fun. Actually sounds like a decent concept. This is the VTuber concept I wanted. This one also seems like it might be just a cool story revolving around VTubers, because I think that with how many people watch VTubers right now and with how many people are just invested in the online space in general, I think there's a lot of potential just for a show purely about the online influencer space. Definitely has caught my attention because this could be that one. It might not be, but I'm definitely going to give it a watch anyway. Moving on, we got some live action anime adaptation announcement. I know we have been very much anticipating the One Piece live action, but it seems like that's just been the start, because Alita Battle Angel 2 and 3 seems to be confirmed by James Cameron. And out of all the anime adaptations, a lot of them I roll my eyes at, but Alita, I'll give it a pass. Alita is that one anime adaptation where I'm like, okay, you didn't suck. In fact, you were good. Did this change my mind about anime adaptations? No. I think it's still good. It wasn't like, holy shit, balls to the walls amazing, but it was good. And that just says a lot about the current climate of live action anime adaptations. I still never got over how Alita looks. She still has that uncanny look where I'm like, I get that you're trying to be an anime, but you freak me the out. Aside from her look, I finished Alita Battle Angel. You know, I watched the original movies and I had a good time, which is more than what I can say for a lot of other live action series. Part 2 and 3 kind of makes me feel the same way I did with Hell's Paradise, where I'm like, I'll watch it. I had a good time with the first one. Speaking of that, One Punch Man as well, which I didn't originally have in my news cycle. Sony Pictures taps Justin Lin to direct One Punch Man adaptation of the manga classic. So this one makes me sweat. I don't know. I mean, I said this about One Piece. Vin Diesel as Saitama? Vin Diesel or The Rock as Saitama? I actually kind of would watch that. I mean, the reason why One Punch Man was so good, I'm not surprised that this got picked up for a live action adaptation, just because One Punch Man, I think, works just because of how much superhero stuff is coming out right now. And one of the reasons that people outside of anime can still enjoy One Punch Man is because it kind of felt like a parody of the whole superhero landscape that we're in right now. Having said that, it's just, how are you going to do the fights justice in One Punch Man? One Punch Man is the most anime fights you could ask for. I've thought about it. I do remember the one live action film that I've seen that does anime fights well, which is Kung Fu Hustle. If they were to do a One Punch Man adaptation, it would need to be like Kung Fu Hustle levels of fun to really sell me on the action scenes. You know, we have had a Suicide Squad Isekai being announced earlier today. Next up, Polygon Pictures is making a new Spider-Man. What is up with the comic book industry tapping into the anime market and the Japanese animation market? This is also kind of out of left field. If they are doing a Japanese Spider-Man adaptation, I do hope that it goes with the vibe of the Japanese Spider-Man. From the few out of context clip I've seen, Japanese Spider-Man is basically like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider with a Spider-Man suit on. If they do that, I hope they go down that route. You know what, comic book fans? I'm always going to give anime the opportunity. It's not Studio Orange, it's Polygon Pictures. They're still like a pretty good 3D anime studio. They're not the best. That is reserved for Studio Orange, who are really fucking goated. But Polygon Pictures, I'll give a pass. I don't have too much expectations on this. This one was just pretty unique to me. And finally, we can finally get to end things off with Crunchyroll's announcements. Firstly, they dropped an absolute bombshell on us by announcing a new season of Black Butler, which I have no feelings towards. I know Connor is very excited for this. I personally am not the biggest Black Butler fan. I've heard that season 3 is better, but season 2 kind of wasn't really my cup of tea. But it doesn't matter. The 93% exists, and it is actually going to be a sequel and not like a remake, not a side story, not anything like that. One thing that did pique my interest is Studio Cloverworks. Their adaptations have been hit or miss in the past. Sometimes they've done a really good job, and sometimes they've given us Promised Neverland season 2 and Wonder Egg Priority. But visually speaking, every time I see Cloverworks, I know that visually they are always super consistent and they are always super consistently good. So that to me is a W for Black Butler fans. Not only that, they released a new trailer for Solo Leveling, which to me, this is the one I was interested in. I'm not going to say too much. Let's give this one a watch. All right. I am coming into this with cautious optimism. Man, how fast are they going to go through this? If they're introducing all of these characters, didn't these characters come in like 50 chapters in or something? 35. Holy shit. They must be speed running this adaptation then. Oh, best girl. Best girl has entered. Gentlemen. I've got a bad feeling about this one. I am not feeling this one at all. First red flag for me. This is a heavily action-focused show. Where are the action scenes? This is the second trailer. First one, I can kind of look over. This is the second trailer, the official second trailer of one of the best action-focused art-wise manhwa that's come out. Where's the action? That has me really worried. Second red flag. As I've said, some characters that are shown in this are characters that are like 35 chapters in. If this is going to be adapting Solo Leveling, they must be speed running it to get to some of these other character introductions. Even though it was Hiroyuki Sawano, where's the hype? If you're gonna bring the Hiroyuki Sawano for his hype, where was the hype? And I mean, in general, for a manhwa with some of the most gorgeous art, the art in this just looks pretty generic. I do not have a good feeling about this one, guys, if I'm being honest. And the biggest thing is we did not see any shadows. And you know, I've been preaching the good words. You know, the biggest thing that's kept me up at night if Solo Leveling ever got an anime was how the fuck are they going to handle the shadows? Because I know it's going to be CG. That's unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate. What is this? Crunchyroll also debuted a new trailer for the upcoming A Returner's Magic Should Be special anime series. What's this about? Let's just have a look at this. There it is. There's your CG dragon, guys. There's your CG dragon. Is this a manhwa as well? Reincarnation? 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 Okay. We've reached that point in anime now. Okay. Actually, I'm invested. You know what I'm super into right now? In Japan, it's all about isekai. It's all about getting isekai to another world. In manhwa and manhwa, like one of my favorite tropes is not isekai. It's reincarnation, but we're traveling back in time. It's doing the new game plus. I fucking love that trope. This is the next level. We've gotten tired of isekai. It's okay. We have reincarnation now. Shit, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this. Shit, the animation doesn't look fantastic, but I'm watching this. This is the trash that's like made for me, man. I'm already more hyped than Solo Leveling. Well, you definitely have my interest. Is the art for the manhwa good? Yes. I might just go ahead and read the manhwa then, because like I said, the action for that didn't look fantastic, but the concept made me feel like, yes, this is the junk food that I love. I'm in. I'm invested. And of course, Crunchyroll also announced that they're doing an NBA collaboration. Another one that just came out of nowhere. I'll take more collaborations with cool places, but I'm like, what is going on here? At the end of the day, do My Hero Academia fans watch sport? I don't know. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.